I'm Keaton with ABC and Fox. I had an opportunity to talk to Grace Leer about her new EP and what it was like being on American Idol.
American Idol was such an amazing experience. It was 2020, so it was a very interesting season. We had to perform the live shows from our homes, but it was such a great experience. And I've had this dream of being a country singer since I was a little girl. So American Idol was just such an amazing platform and opportunity to kind of build my fan base and community. And then at the same time, I learned so much from the show. So very grateful for that experience.
Who was your favorite judge?
I loved all of them. I feel like I can't pick a favorite. I would have to say I loved the advice from Lionel Richie just because he's an icon. I mean, they all are, but he's just had, such a life and so much experience that like anything he said, I would just like every word coming out of his mouth would just be, mean so much to me. So, but they were all so amazing. And I remember being so nervous for that first audition and they quickly just made me feel so comfortable and so welcome. And they're encouraging all the way through.
What have you been up to since American Idol?
Since American Idol, I made top 10, and then my plan was to just move back to Nashville. I've lived in Nashville for 5 years and I moved here for music. But when I first got here, it takes a while. It's a grind and it's very competitive and saturated here. So I had a sales job and was, making 100 calls a day and selling advertising and not loving it because all I want to do is make music. So when American Idol happened, I was like, okay, why not? I'll audition and see what happens. And fast forward to making top 10. I quit my job when I got eliminated. I was like, I'm done. This is the time to just go after music. And my plan was just to move to Nashville. And, with the exposure that I got and the fan base that I built, I was just going to, kind of come back to Nashville and write songs and start putting music out. But I got a call a couple of days after from Red Light Management here in Nashville, who's a wonderful management company. And we started chatting and they kind of got me in the room with songwriters. And then I signed a record deal with 19 recordings. And they've been just, it's been such a dream to have a team around me that believes in me and has been just such a support system in writing songs and developing into an artist that that's authentic to who I am. And with all these songs, I have now my debut EP, which will be self-titled Grace Leer, will be out September 14th. And we've released 2 singles since my first single was in February called Brought a Girl. And then I just released a second one called AfterOne. And so we're slowly kind of throwing out some singles, and the whole EP, which will have 7 songs on it, will be out in September. So these past couple of years have just been writing like crazy and really honing in on what I want to say as an artist. And then in terms of, the production around it, working with my producer, Dan Fernandez, and Jared Hampton, who were a part of the project, and just kind of figuring out my thing and my sound. So I'm excited for this introduction, for people to meet me and as the artist that I am today. And I'm excited.
So I've been listening to a lot of your songs and I have to say that I love Breakup Songs. They are my absolute favorite.
When I was writing those songs, they're from real life experiences. And, Brought a Girl is a true story, start to finish. And AfterOne is, comes from a lot of my feelings of trying to move on from a relationship, whether it was good or bad. And I think, girl to girl, and, even with my guy friends, we've all been there. So I think love is something we all try and figure out. So that's what a lot of this record is.
What advice would you give to girls that want to pursue a career in music?
I feel like my advice to women or anybody who is trying to pursue any sort of dream or career that might be out of the norm would be to just, if it is something that you love and that you're passionate about, any other anxiety or any other fear around it, like you have to let that go, because there is a lot of fear and a lot of risk in doing something that is, in a creative zone. It takes a while. It takes, hard work. It takes dedication. And for me, something that even doing American Idol was really scary and it was really uncomfortable. And, it's easy to do the comfortable things. It's easy to just stay where you are and not move to that city that seems very intimidating, or not take that job or go to that show or audition for this and that, because you're afraid of failing. But those are the things that I would say you have to do, because that's how you grow. That's how you learn. That's how you, really get out of your comfort zone and find your true self. So my advice would be, go after it and try and let those fears go.
Do you have any upcoming tour dates?
I don't have any tour dates coming up. I just got off a tour with Logan Mize, which was my first ever tour. That was amazing. That was in the spring, and we went to all these Midwest cities, and that was my first experience like being on the road. And I feel like I needed that as an artist. It was one of my biggest goals at the beginning of this year. I said, I want to go on a tour, and I got to open for him for 11 dates. And that was awesome. So I'm hopefully something like that will come up soon, but right now I'm just kind of playing one-off shows here and there in Nashville and other surrounding cities. So if I do have anything coming up, my social media, my website, it's always updated. So
who inspired you to start singing?
I've been singing since I was like 6 years old. So singing for me has always been a passion of mine. Just getting up on stage and being able to connect with an audience, I think, is such a special thing. And so I knew at a young age, it's all I wanted to do with my life. But I grew up in California. So no, I didn't grow up in the country. I'm not from the South, but I grew up listening to a lot of 90s country. I was born in 91. So a lot of late 90s, early 2000s country music for me was a huge influence. And I feel like I get that a lot with songs like Brought a Girl and some other ones on the EP. You'll hear the production. I definitely wanted to have those 90s country influences.
Your music is a good mix of pop and country. You just came out with AfterOne, which I have listened to so many times. I'm in a healthy, committed relationship, but that song still hits me right in the heart.
Yeah, you remember that feeling. I feel like I know when we just recorded the music video. It'll be out very soon. So we have like a video on YouTube right now that's just a visualizer for the song. But we just recorded the actual video, and it was really funny to have to act.
When are we going to get a chance to hear this new EP that you're coming out with?
My debut EP will be out September 14th, and people can pre-save it now. So they'll know exactly right when it hits everywhere on streaming services. And yeah, I'm just really excited for people to get to know me through my music. And yeah, I'm just getting started.
But after 1 a.m., I'm at the bar with my friends, taking shots to pretend like you ain't there with them. After someone tells me the same old story, hide my pain in a hurry. I don't want them to worry. After 1, we used to be 2, 2. Can't get over you 3. I gotta believe